Because Tigray Defense Force started withdrawing from Afar region more than a week ago. I updated you about that. TDF did suffer some losses in Afar. Ultimately, it decided to withdraw from Afar region. Since its withdrawal from Afar, we have been discussing about the likely role of Afar forces, Afar militias. Will they join Amhara forces or not? And if they join Amhara forces, what will be the impact of this alliance between Amhara and Afar forces against TDF? We have some updates about ongoing fighting between Tigray Defense Force and Afar militias. In at least two places, fighting is underway. I'll update you about these places. And we'll discuss, can this fighting have any impact on the most important front close to Afar, Wuldiya-Dasi front. We'll talk about that. Secondly, Somali region's Vice President Mustafa is being criticized for victimizing his political opponents. Reportedly, his political opponents have been arrested, and Somali regional police has arrested these political opponents in Addis Ababa. We'll talk about that. But before that, viewers, since last night, the hot topic which is under discussion is about the entry of trucks in Tigray and their disappearance. That trucks are entering, carrying humanitarian aid, they're entering Tigray, but they're not returning. We have seen so far conflicting statements from Ethiopian government and Tigray's government. Who is speaking the truth? It's very important to clarify this situation, viewers. Ethiopian government says that hundreds of trucks have entered Tigray carrying aid. They have not returned so far. UN is also confirming that out of around 466 trucks, only 30 plus have returned. Tigray's government says that trucks are not returning because security situation is not safe. Truckers are not willing to travel along Afar Tigray road. What is the real situation on the ground? Luckily, I managed to find a few sources. I have talked to a few sources who have informed me about the on-ground situation. Firstly, these trucks are not UN trucks, viewers. UN does not bring trucks in a country to supply aid. It hires trucks of local transport companies. So these are trucks of local transport companies hired by UN and other aid agencies. According to the information which I have received, the security atmosphere is still not favorable for the traveling of these trucks along Afar Makale road. The owners, the drivers, they are complaining that they face harassment at checkpoints, that randomly militias in Afar, they attack convoys. That is why these transport companies, they are not ready to supply trucks for the delivery of aid to Tigray. As regards the claim that Tigray's government is using these trucks for transporting supplies, weapons and troops, I said earlier that these are not trucks of the UN. These are trucks of local transport companies. And secondly, Why would Tigray's government not send these trucks back? Tigray's government is in need of aid. We know that. Aid agencies are confirming that tens of thousands of people in Tigray are in need of aid. So why would Tigray's government not return these trucks? We can safely conclude, viewers, that security situation has not improved so far for the movement of these trucks from Afar to Mekelle. That is why drivers and owners are not ready to travel along this road. Secondly, viewers, Mustafa, Vice President of Somali region, is being accused of victimizing his political opponents. Somali People's Democratic Party ruled Somali region for decades. This party was part of EPRDF, which was led by TPLF. EPRDF coalition led Ethiopia for years. Then PP came, Prosperity Party of PM Abiy. Leader of this party, Somali People Democratic Party, Abdi Muhammad, is in prison since 2018. Reportedly, 2 weeks ago, another leader of this party, Abdi Fattah, has been arrested from Addis Ababa. Reportedly, Somali regional forces have arrested Abdi Fattah from Addis Ababa. No one knows about his whereabouts. He has not been made to appear in any court so far. No trial is underway against him so far. Where is Abdi Fattah? Abdi Fattah has served as vice president of Somali region in the past. One of the main leaders in Somali region. He has been detained, and his supporters say that Mustafa's government is victimizing this Somali party, because Mustafa's government is accusing them of having links with Tigray People Liberation Front. Somali regional government must clarify the situation. They can contact me as well. I am ready to air their position as well. Now, thirdly, ongoing fighting between Afar militias and Tigray Defense Force. Though TDF has withdrawn from Afar region, but in two places fighting is underway. The two places are, firstly, Saisi Saida Amba is a town on Tigray Afar border, a small village. It is situated to the east of Adigrat. It's very close to Afar, almost on Afar Tigray border. Afar militias have attacked this small village. There is no presence of TDF close to this small village, because to the east of this village there is the area is very mountainous, and TDF is not generally deployed here. This village has been attacked by Afar militias, where fighting is being reported between locals and Afar militias. Secondly, viewers, in the second place, fighting is underway between TDF and Afar militias. And this place is situated to the east of Kobo. To the east of Kobo, there is mountain range, viewers. Boren, Zobel mountains are here. And here, reportedly, in mountains, fighting is underway between Tigray Defense Force and Afar militias. Can we say that Afar militias are trying to advance towards Kobo? We cannot say that for sure, because this area where fighting is underway, it's Afar-Amhara border area. Are Afar forces trying to push TDF out of those mountains which are inside Afar? Or Afar forces are trying to advance towards Kobo? It's not clear. But most sources are confirming that fighting is happening here on Afar Amhara border areas in Zobel Mountains. Can this fighting have any impact on the ongoing fighting between TDF and Amhara forces ENDF on Vuldia Dasi fronts? So far, Afar forces have not launched any attacks on this front. Vuldia, Dasi, Marsa, Vichale. So on Vuldia Dasi fronts, Afar forces have not carried out any attacks. Kobo is at a distance from this front. So ongoing fighting in the mountains to the east of Kobo cannot have any direct impact on Vuldia Dasi fronts. On this front, so far, Afar forces are neutral. What remains to be seen is what will happen on Kobo front. Will Afar forces try to move towards Kobo city? That remains to be seen, viewers. I think for watching.